Testing this mic. What's up? God. Hello. I did my Camino about 2 months ago, and I'm feeling weird right now. Hey guys, what's up? I wish I made my bed, but I didn't because my cat is sleeping on it. He's very large, but he looks so cute that I guess I could have kind of made it look a little neater. I didn't want to. Anyways, I got back from my Camino about 2 months ago, and I still haven't made tons of content about it because I think I needed to process it a little bit. Plus, it's just in my nature to procrastinate. I'm sorry, I'm working on it.
What are you doing? Get off the stage right now!
Anyways, I figured I could dip my toes in, make a little Camino content here, and just tell you everything I packed. I know that's a big thing that people freak out about, or like think about a lot when it comes to doing their Camino. Ironically, it's supposed to be about not having a lot of stuff and worrying about that, but also like see, no more excuses. If you want to be a content creator, I'm out here doing this. Like, my freaking tripod is basically broken, and I have like the shittiest equipment ever. Anyways, what we were supposed to be talking about, what I packed for the Camino. Please don't let this be something that stresses you out. There's so many little things you have to kind of like put together, but also not really. Like, I definitely was overthinking my whole prepping situation for the trip. It's fine. You'll be fine. The point is to just surrender, let things be, understand that you don't need all of the things that you think you need, okay? You're a human being. You could just step out into the world. You know, of course, you want your toothbrush, you want some soap, you want some clothes. You really don't need a lot, okay? And you're going to discover that through this trip. You may hear a lot throughout your research that a lot of people will overpack and then leave stuff behind on the Camino because their bag is too heavy. It's true. That's something I probably should have done. There were points where I was like, I have way too much clothes, but I was volunteering in Spain after my Camino, so I brought extra clothes so that I'd have more stuff. There are options to ship your stuff, like from albergue to albergue or to Santiago. I just didn't feel like dealing with that. Again, little details and things like this big time stress me out. So I was like, that was just another thing I didn't want to think about. I was like, I don't even want to organize that. I want to organize the things I need. And if I'm in a little more pain because I brought too much clothes, I don't care. Like, whatever. The point is to suffer a little, right? But yeah, my bag was definitely too heavy. I never weigh I never weighed my bag or anything, but I did intentionally buy a smaller backpack. So let's start with the backpack I bought. I got an Osprey. This is something like, again, don't overthink the things that you're packing. You don't need to spend a fortune. The point is, you could just go in your closet and find the things that you have and throw it together. You'll be fine, okay? There's some people who literally their bags were like so tiny. I was like, damn, like, you're awesome. But anyways, I thought for me, it felt like a good investment to get a nice backpack because I want to be fitted. I want to be as comfortable as I can be, especially this is my first Camino ever. It felt like the most important thing for me was a nice backpack and shoes, nice shoes. Those were things where I was like, I'm willing to spend money on those. So this was like 125. I got it at REI. And REI is amazing. Everyone there is so nice. Like, they're all happy because they all like just hike and travel and like broke out of the Matrix. It's amazing. Go to REI. And it's $30 to join their like rewards program thing. But seriously, like, you get a $30 gift card for applying. So like, yeah, you have to spend the $30 there, but like this was 100 something dollars, like 125 or something. You're gonna spend at least $30 at a store like this. It's so worth it because then you get like to go to the used section, which is where I got my shoes, and I'll show you. Their used section, wonderful, basically brand new, and like half off. Also, they have like 50% off sales all the time that the members get, which is like awesome. This is not sponsored. I know it sounds sponsored. I'm just trying to give you tips and whatnot to make your Camino good and memorable because it was pretty life changing. And if you're thinking about doing it, effing do it. Anyways, I don't remember how big this is, and I was like trying to figure it out, but I got one of the smallest packs so that you encourage yourself to not overpack because you really don't need as much as you think you're going to need. If you're already like, oh, this might be too much, it is. And even when you cut back, it's probably still too much. So just keep that in mind. People are serious when they say that. So here's the backpack I got. Another thing you're going to want to bring, like absolutely necessity, is a sleeping bag. I've seen smaller ones than this, which I think would be wise. My friend that I ended up meeting after the Camino, she showed me her sleeping bag and it was like so tiny. So if you can find one smaller, it's so worth it. Because I also spoke with Jean-Pierre, which I'll put his website in the description because he was so amazing. He's like a guide. Maybe you can run into him. He's from Portugal. I met him on the central route, starting in Portugal, ending in Santiago. I wanted to do the coastal route, but I don't know. The first day I hiked it, I was like, I don't feel that Camino energy, and I ended up switching over to the central route. I also switched over to the central route. It was like confirmation for me because at one of the albergues, they told me there was a point amongst these sand dunes at the beginning of the coastal route where guys were jumping out and exposing themselves to girls. There was no like there was nothing beyond that, but it was still something for me to be like, ew, like I don't want to deal with that. So I was like, and I already wanted to switch to the central, so I switched to the central. But don't let me scare you. With anything you do in life, you still need to be careful, but you're gonna be safe on the Camino. Like the vibe is not people wanting to rob you or hurt you or steal you. Like it's good vibes. And if you ever feel unsafe, there's always people around. And there were rarely times when I was alone. There was probably one day where I like barely saw anyone and I was a little bit like, oh, I'm a little creeped out, but no. Anyways, I got this. I got this sleeping bag off of Amazon for like 25 bucks, but again, look for smaller ones. They have them like half the size, even smaller. Anyways, the point I was mentioning Jean-Pierre is because he told me that it's not good to have things outside of your backpack like this because they're often disproportioned and it'll like hurt one side of you more than the other, which makes sense. I went to massage school and that actually makes a lot of sense. What am I saying? A lot of sense. Okay, another thing. I thought before we get into the rest of the stuff I have in the bag, let's do toiletries, because that's in a whole little separate bag I brought. Some people are like really serious about being very frugal and not having a lot of stuff. Like I feel like some people may even be like, that bag weighs too much, I don't bring that. For me, smells good. It never felt that serious. Like some people were like, 2 pairs of underwear, like when I was researching, no one I met really, but 2 pairs of underwear, like you're gonna want to be cutting your bars of soap in half. It never felt that serious to me. It was like, I wish I had brought more underwear, and I ended up buying more underwear about halfway through my Camino because I was like, I'm sick of running out of underwear and like blow drying my underwear with a blow dryer, like, because I need dry underwear now. So like, yeah, don't overpack, but also you don't have to just live off of 2 pairs of underwear. You can bring more underwear, you can bring a toiletry bag, like, don't worry, it's not like that crazy. But anyways, yeah, this is a pretty, I don't know, I may have just gone with like a plastic bag, honestly, over this. Like, you don't really need a toiletry bag. And maybe get one a less bulky because at times I was literally like jamming it into my bag at the beginning in the morning, like when I was leaving. But here's what I kept in my toiletry bag. One thing I'll say is, I don't know why I picked like the biggest eye mask ever. It's really nice, but it's like so thick and unnecessary. And I'll be honest, I never used it, not once. I know for a lot of people, they say this is a big deal for them, like they really needed this. I don't know why it wasn't a big deal for me. There was literally one point when I was in a hostel, not even on the Camino, and a girl turned a light on, and I was like, what? She like woke me up out of my sleep, and I literally went, what the fuck? And And then she turns around and she screams at the top of her lungs. She didn't even know I was in the room. She was like, girl, I did not even see you up there. And that was the only time where I literally grabbed it to put it on because I was like, are you serious? You just turned the light on me? Again, not on the Camino. Um, and then she realized that there was someone in there. She turned the light back off. But you know what? Maybe, no, I was going to say, because I slept later than everyone on the Camino. I did meet someone who was also like that, a really lovely family. Because everyone gets up at the butt crack of dawn. You don't have to do that. I didn't. I got up at like sometimes really late, like embarrassingly late. And there was this one family I met at a private albergue. So there's like the more communal ones, and then there's the private ones. The private ones are a little nicer, a little more expensive. The communal look all the same and feel a little less cozy, but it's fine. They're cheaper. And you'll find them on the app. I suggest getting an app, Camino Ninja, or I used Buen Camino. A lot of people say like, oh, use several apps, they have different features. That would overwhelm me personally. I just used Buen Camino and like found my albergues throughout the way. Um, the eye mask. Yeah, didn't use it. I'm trying to think like why. Maybe the light just doesn't bother me. One thing you are gonna want to use, earplugs. Yeah, babe, you're gonna need these. Like, absolutely. It's kind of this joke on the Camino. Like, everyone knows there's always at least one person snoring. Like, I'm not kidding you. There was one point where I almost ended up at this albergue. There was like 80 beds in this place alone. It was horrifying, actually. And I was like, wow, I'm really scared, but I'm gonna end the streak. I told myself there's not gonna be a single night where someone's not snoring. Like, there's always at least one person. And I was like, and I'm the only person here. Literally, a family of 3 came in, and the dad snored all night. Like, it's inevitable. Every single night, someone's gonna be snoring. Bring earbuds. If you want to wear your eyewear, my AirPods sometimes, the noise canceling works a little better. And I put rain sounds on because I hate sounds when I'm sleeping. I cannot do it. And you're also like so exhausted, which is kind of better because like you can sleep through things more, but also not good because you absolutely need sleep. And if someone's snoring all night and you can't sleep, then you have to walk all day. It's not fun. So something else I did not bring actually were my AirPods. I just brought, which I don't know where they are. I actually don't have them to show you in this video. That's the case for a few things. I'll just mention them to you. But I had the string Apple earbuds because they drain your battery less. But I'll be honest, I wish I had brought my AirPods because it was like I had a portable charger the whole time. Why do I need to be acting like my phone's gonna, and the thing is, I could use the portable charger with my AirPods in. I can't use my headphones and my portable charger at the same time. You know what I mean? It's like, just bring your AirPods. I had a little case for my earplugs, but I lost it. That's also something else, is you'll just like lose a few things in the Camino. It's fine, just leave it. It's part of the experience. One thing I'll say is bring a few pairs, because like they pop out of your ears at night, roll on the ground, you don't want to use them again, you lose them. Bring a few pairs. You're gonna need them, Mom. Mom, why'd I just call you Mom? It's weird. I'm a girly girl sometimes. I did bring a little bit of makeup, okay? Again, some people were acting like even bringing a tube of mascara was going to be like destroying your back. It's just not true. I literally brought some makeup. I brought a tube of mascara. I brought my little eyebrow thing. I brought a spoolie for my eyebrows. I brought an eyelash curler. I brought eyebrow mascara. And I brought this lip tint, which I used as a lip tint and doubled it as a blush sometimes. And it was nice every once in a while. You want to go to dinner and look cute, or, you know, it's fun. I enjoyed having my makeup. And then, what the frig is that? Okay, I went digging through my little Camino. Look how cute this tote bag is I bought on the Camino. But I went digging through my tote and I found a couple things. So I found my string headphones that I had, and I also found my little case for my earplugs, which, where did I even get this? I think it came when I ordered them. Jeez. I ordered them on Amazon. Okay, So let's get into the toiletry bag, like the meat and potatoes of the toiletry bag now. So there's 2 sections on this thing. Okay, something that's an absolute necessity for me, Tums. Your girl likes to eat, and I don't know, sometimes I'll be honest, there were some restaurants I went to out there where like the food was really greasy or just like not that amazing, and I would get like heartburn after and not feel good. And I always get heartburn on vacation or like really nauseous at night from what I eat sometimes. And like there was a lot in this bag. I ate quite a bit. I gave them to some people out there. I had met a friend who was from Spain who didn't know what Tums were, and she had a bellyache, and I gave her a couple, and she was like, okay, we're like really skeptical. And then she was like, what are those? Because they worked so good for her. Tums, necessity for me personally, but next thing, which you'll see a lot of, is people bringing their own laundry detergent so that they can wash their clothes and hang them up. I'll be honest, I didn't use this that much, and it made my Tums taste like Tide. I put it in this little waterproof bag, which you're going to want to bring these as well. I also got these off of Amazon. Just some like waterproof bags for you to put your passport and stuff in, or anything that you don't want getting wet, so that when you're out and about, you absolutely know it's safe in your bag, no matter where it is. I just used the washer and dryers when I could find one at an albergue, or I would look in the description of the albergue and make sure they had a washer and dryer. I'm sorry, I'm not a real pilgrim. The thing is, it was just so cold at night, my clothes weren't drying, and I was like ending up with a bag full of wet clothes a lot or wearing wet leggings a lot, and it was really not enjoyable. So I was like, screw that, I'm gonna spend a little more money, because I won't lie, the washer and dryers were often kind of expensive, like €4 a piece, which is like, it's like $10 at the end of the day to do your freaking laundry. But I had so much clothes, which I don't have all the clothes that I had with me because I lost some of them, and I had bought some others along the way that I just don't have here with me right now. But I had so much clothes that I could last a few days and just like wash them every once in a while in the washer and dryer. But I would bring some still if you want to have like the real experience. I went at the end of August into September, so it was still warm, just not like scorching hot, which was perfect for me personally. There was still a good amount of people, but not too crowded. Again, perfect for me. I didn't want to be alone, but I also didn't want to be like bombarded with people. I wanted to be able to have a little more freedom during the day and be able to get to the albergues a little late and not worry about not being able to get a bed because they like fill up too much. It felt like the perfect time of year for me. The only downside was it was cold at night, so my clothes weren't drying. One thing I'll say is if you really need something dry and you don't have a dryer, just like dry it on your bed or like hang it somewhere in the room, because with all the body heat and like it just, things dry better inside than they did outside for me that time of year at least. Next thing I brought was this, it has hair in it, this little brush. This I always have in my purse at home actually, so it was perfect. If you can't tell, I'm kind of a messy hair girl. Like my hair is always a mess. And I oh, why am I like glitching right now? Because I can't double task. But this I just had already because I always carry it around anyways, and I figured why bring a full-size brush if I already have a small one, and I'm like trying to make sure I have a compact pack. These are really cheap too, so if you want to save space on packing, get a little brush. Don't bring a whole giant brush. Oh boy, this is my prescription because I ended up getting ringworm at one point, or what I thought was ringworm. Yeah, that was not fun, but also could have just been anxiety. If you see, I just have skin issues. Like it's always been a thing. I've always broken out in hives and little eczema, like just here and there and briefly. It's very strange, but I didn't want to get ringworm in my scalp, because if you get ringworm in your scalp, it's worse. You can go bald. It's harder to get rid of. And so I just immediately went to a pharmacy, which then she like didn't really know. She was like, oh, I don't know. So I was like, I'm just gonna go to the hospital because it's cheap anyways. It only ended up costing me like €60, but I did have to spend hours in a hospital just to get like pills and a cream, and they worked though, so that was amazing. Also, I know I'm bombarding you with a lot of stuff. don't get overwhelmed. I got very overwhelmed in my research. Just like block it out, dude. Square it out. You got this. You know, you have a lot of things to get done, but you're gonna get it done and everything's gonna be fine, even if you don't get it all done. Don't worry. Travel insurance, something you want to consider. I ended up not even using it, even though I went to the hospital. It was only like 60, 70 euros. I didn't feel like going through the hassle of getting it back because it didn't feel worth it to me, but God forbid something really serious happens and you have this giant bill, you know, get travel insurance. I used Genki. I think that's how you pronounce it. Starts with a G. Seemed to have good reviews. I read about other ones who like didn't fall through, so I don't know. That one seemed good. It seemed really cool too. If you want to like travel long term, they seem to have pretty good deals, so look them up for travel insurance. Next, I brought a little mini deodorant. However, I used it all because I stayed the Portuguese route. Takes about 2 weeks, but I was in Europe for a total of 7 weeks. So I needed to get a new deodorant at one point, and I ended up like grabbing this little spray one. I prefer the spray ones. I don't know, I don't like the like dust or like white that these ones leave, or a nice clear one, like a gel one. I don't know why I'm talking about deodorant now, but this one's nice that I use at home. Yeah, anyways, deodorant. You need deodorant. Thing is, everybody's like stinky, but deodorant helps. You want to still help it if you can a little bit. You're gonna be stinky. It's fine, but that doesn't mean we just, you know, you gotta shower every day, put your deodorant on. You don't need perfume or anything. I honestly wish I did bring a little tube of perfume though. There were times where I just wanted to feel girly, you know, I want to go get dinner, put a little perfume on. It's fine. Here's my conditioner. I just got a little mini native and this lasted me the whole time, even the whole 7 weeks, although I did have a few friends who let me use like their shampoo every once in a while. What I used for shampoo was a shampoo bar that I just kept in a plastic baggie. I used the whole thing, so I don't have it here. It was pretty expensive one from Sephora. You obviously don't need to buy an expensive one. Any shampoo bar will do. I also used a bar of Dove soap that I ran out of after like a week and a half because it was like, I don't know why this specific Dove soap, like it just, you use it really quickly, but bar of soap will do. Whatever soap you want. One thing I did wish I packed as well was a leave-in conditioner. There were times where my hair was so frizzy and so dry and I couldn't find like a leave-in product anywhere, and I was just like, oh my god, what I would do to have a little mini bottle of like just any leave-in product for my dry ass hair. Face cream, just specifically for my face. I just need that. I just need that. I need a face cream. I didn't bring a razor, so I ended up getting crappy ones, which I like barely even use because they were crappy. So bring a nice razor with you. Why not? I really didn't shave the whole time, but there were times where I wish I could have, and I wished I had had a better razor. I brought a little mini sunscreen for my, not only my face, but this was all I actually brought for the entire time, which is crazy to say because I'm so pale. Literally just a 30 sunblock. I did get a little burnt at times, but I started to develop like a little bit of a tan and I kind of liked it. And then if you run out of your mini one, you can just buy more there. It's fine. There's shops and pharmacies along the way, but it will be a little more expensive, like in a pharmacy or something. So sunscreen, you need it, especially if you're going in the summer. I don't know how people do that because there were points where it wasn't even too hot and I was dying, so floss. That was fast. A little mini toothpaste, fun, self-explanatory. Hair ties, guys. Hair ties, or claw clip, whatever you like for your hair. I brought just a bunch of hair ties. I actually forgot a claw clip and I wish I had had one. I also thought these were makeup wipes. My mascara was waterproof, so it was kind of a bummer not having makeup wipes, like having to, it was a mess, but I mean, if you wear makeup, whatever, that's definitely not a necessity, but these ended up just being antibacterial wipes, and I didn't know I had them the whole time, because I don't know why I thought, Oh, I didn't think they were makeup wipes. I thought they were just normal wipes, like if I ever felt stinky, if I wanted to like wipe my armpits or something. So I barely used them. But had I known I'd brought antibacterial wipes, I would have used them a lot more. Because sometimes, you know, they give you really cheap sheets at the albergues, and you're like, ew, you want to wipe, the bed looks like sweaty or gross, you want to wipe it down. There's so many times throughout the Camino where like things are a little dirty and you want to wipe down before you have a snack, eat your fruit or whatever. Bring these. I got sick twice, I think. But that was the other half of my trip. So once at the very end of my Camino, I did get sick. Probably from touching things and not washing my hands, you know, or enough at least. Bring antibacterial wipes. Does not hurt. What am I doing? First aid was something that, like, I don't know why it really stressed me out. I was like, I don't know how to deal with, like, blisters. And I ended up buying this first aid kit, and just, this was too bulky to pack. So I packed it into my little old Ipsy bag. And I did get some advice along the way. And these, which I had heard from somebody like was a lifesaver for them, apparently not good to walk with, and they were making my blisters worse. And when I thought back to it, the girl's video that I had seen, she said she didn't get any blisters the entire time. And she thought it was like because of these, like anytime she'd feel a burn, she'd put one of these on and she'd be fine. And I'm really happy for her. I'm really happy that worked. But I had some pretty intense blisters at some points, and I was putting these on top, and it was not working for me because I ended up, Jean-Pierre was there. He had this whole like doctor kit to help with my blisters. Thank God, because mine popped. I'm like so shy. I just was like limping. And my friend was like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, "No." And they sat me down. They took this off, and he said, "Don't put these on blisters you already have." He said, "It makes the skin more raw and it stops it from healing. It's not good to be walking in them." He said, "It's okay like in the albergue at night or whatever, but not while you're walking." And I was like, wow, because it's all I had been using, because I thought that was like what was treating my blisters. And I was like, that really makes sense, because I kept thinking every time I take them off, my skin looks all soft and it hurts. I ended up having to buy, what was in this? There are these little tube type things, which is what Jean-Pierre showed me. So I went to the pharmacy and got some. Because again, my blisters were bad. All right, I can't find them, and they're kind of gross and dirty anyways, but I ended up finding this little big toe, like, cuff type of thing where you just, like, it's like a sock, but for your toe, and slipped it over my toe, which ended up being a lifesaver because I kept getting blisters on my big toes and my pinky toes. And then there were these little tube-like things that you could cut and put over your toes, and some of them had medicine in them. The ones I got from the pharmacy I didn't like. I liked Jean-Pierre's, so if you can find the tube ones with the medicine in them, bring those. They were amazing. Then you just need a little pair of scissors to cut them. He saved me with that. Some kind of ointment. I had little like ointment like things, just like little containers of them in here. I wonder if there's any more I can show you, or I may have used them all. Yeah, just any kind of like little ointment for blisters and stuff, or some kind of healing oil, something you can put on them at night so that they feel better in the morning. Blah. What else do I have in here? Oh, yeah, see, here's the little tubey type things I was trying to tell you about. I had more. These weren't that great. Like, I didn't get how they were working, but you can see it's like a tube. You can just like put it over your toe so that it's not like rubbing. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, those were great. Order some of those beforehand, because I found these at a pharmacy. They were pretty expensive, and they were still not even the ones I liked, so I would have preferred to had them before. I brought some Tiger Balm. I figured it'd be nice for like sore muscles at night. I only used it like twice, and I just didn't like the way it made me feel like I was like I had water on my legs. Like I was wet out of the shower. It made me uncomfortable. I didn't like it, but I do think it's maybe good to bring something like a biofreeze or something you can put on at night and soothe your muscles, because you're just going to be getting up again. Oh, here's the ointment. Yeah, this is an antibiotic ointment that came in my first aid kit. That was good to have. I did bring liquid bandage, which I did not use at all, but little cuts and scrapes if you want to not get them infected, that could help. Brought little packs of Advil. I'm really bad at taking pills, and I was like not able to even take them at some points, but this would definitely be a lifesaver for those days where you wake up and you're like, I don't want to walk. I'm exhausted. I'm in pain. I need an Advil. You have blisters, Advil, any kind of painkiller. Definitely want to have that. Brought some medical tape. This helped when I was running out of like the smaller band-aids, and you know, there are some nights where like you're not passing through a pharmacy and you're like, crap. So I was using this to like wrap gauze around blisters when I had them sometimes. I think that's it that I had for my first aid. Do your own research on first aid. I really didn't do much research on first aid. I was kind of hoping I wouldn't have a crazy amount of blisters, but looking back, I wish I had done more research on it because blisters were an issue for me. So you never really know how your body's going to react on certain trips. I mean, I could go again next year and not have any issues with blisters. It's just what happened. It's how the cookie crumbled for me. Okay, next thing I got. This I also got from REI. It was on sale. It was only like 16 bucks. A fanny pack. Yeah, maybe you feel a little silly, but I feel like fanny packs are low-key coming back. There's definitely something you need to have strapped around you where you can access your wallet and your pilgrim passport. Let me grab it. Look how cute, my credential. So throughout it, you get, if you don't know already, but you get your stamps so that you can get your certificate at the end, your Compostela. Here's mine, which, oh, I'll talk more about the details and like, you know, stories about little stamps and stuff like that in a separate video, but today's just about packing. So anyways, yeah, I had another fanny pack, but it was like Velcro. No good. You want something that is secure. You know what I mean? There's maybe points where you'll end up in a town around a lot of people. You want to make sure you're keeping your passport, your money, the really important stuff on you. You know, and again, the vibes aren't that you're going to get robbed or anything, but you still don't be stupid. You know, you still want to be a little cautious. You're still, you know, traveling maybe alone and maybe in a foreign country that you've never been to, you know. And it really made me sleep better at night knowing I had this like on my person. Like I would always keep my fanny pack under my pillow or right next to me in bed so that I wouldn't have to think like, where's my passport? Or like if I went to take a shower, I would just take this with me so I knew my passport and stuff wasn't just like sitting around. Oh, here's Jean-Pierre's card. Yep, Jean-Pierre. Jean-Pierre also gave me, oh, it had a little keychain on it. Oh, I think he may have, where'd it go? He gave me more than one. Yeah, there we go. Give me a little hand. Oh, then look, I have a coin. It's a 50-cent coin. 50 cent. I'll take it in the candy shop. Okay. So something I had that made me feel safer. Again, the vibe isn't dangerous out there, but you never know. Men can still be scary sometimes. I did have one occurrence where a man made me feel a little bit uncomfortable, kind of got in my bubble too much. And so I had a birdie. You can't go through like security on a plane with a knife or mace or something. So a birdie, you literally pull this and it just makes the most earth-shattering, ear-shattering noise. It'll alert, obviously, anyone around you, scare perhaps the person harassing you. And sometimes if I ever got a little bit of anxious, it would literally just make me feel so much better to just hold this and know that like if I pull it, I could even be like, it's calling the police. You know what I mean? And like it would just be really, I don't know, it was really assuring. Did I even have it on? Imagine I pull it and he's like, so you gonna blow up or something? Is something supposed to happen? Or another thing I brought was a journal. You're absolutely going to want to bring a journal. You're going to want to document certain things and see how you felt along certain moments. Because, I mean, there's some moments that I've read in this and I'm like, wow, I was really sad that day. And you're going to want to go back. Like, I put day 1 Camino. Some days I would skip for sure. I just was too tired, didn't have the time. And I put the little wax stamp on it so I know this is like my Camino journal. I've been using it for other things, but at least I know there's some. Another thing that I brought, which was amazing, my friend wrote me all of these letters. Like this one said to read on your way home. This one said read when you've made a friend, when you're on the way, when you need a distraction, open on your birthday because I went for my birthday. When you need a reminder of why you're doing this, and when you need a laugh. So something from home. There were points where I wasn't ever scared or like freaking out, but there were points where I was really sad. You know, it's a mental journey. It's a multifaceted journey. It's an analogy for life. There's ups, there's downs, there's wonderful, there's horrible, there's painful. You know what I mean? So it's like there were points where I was like not really struggling socially, and these letters like really made my day. So I'm not saying go make your friends make you letters. I'm saying bring something from home that will make you go like, oh, you know what I mean? Make you feel good, make you feel encouraged. Write yourself a letter. Write yourself a letter from the beginning, read it at the end. There's actually programs you can do that. And they'll like set it up for you. Yeah, something like that would be cute. Something sentiment, oh love. Okay, let's get into clothes. Right? Is that everything in my bag? I feel like I didn't show you the backpack enough. This is such an amazing backpack. You definitely want to get a backpack that you can like strap in, obviously at your waists. Waists. Do you have more than one? Waists. So that you can carry most of the weight on your hips and not your back. But they had the two sides, which I would put my water bottle. I had a Brita water bottle, which you don't need. You don't need a filtered water bottle. They have these spouts along the whole way with the most delicious filtered water, and the sink water isn't bad either. So I just brought my Brita because I had one, which I ended up leaving it on a bus for several weeks and then finding it on that same bus and throwing it out because it was dirty anyways. But anyways, two sides, which I use both for snacks sometimes. Look, there's this pocket was such a lifesaver. Like sometimes I would like shove my sweater in there, or like I always had shit pouring out of this. Like I didn't feel like reopening the whole bag, shove something in there. There's also a nice compartment up here. My bag was always just too full to even use this, honestly. There's a nice one in here, which I didn't use, but there's a nice, this is where I kept my letters and my journal sometimes in here. Nice little one in here again, where I kept my glasses. I thought I lost my glasses at one point. They were just in there. Yeah, there's so many secret compartments in this thing. And then this, I don't even know what this is for, but I would always hang my fleece on this because my bag was too full to put my fleece in and I wasn't always wearing it. So I would just like hang it through this and it would carry it there, and that was pretty dope. And then this little weird thing I would like wrap around my sleeping bag to keep it in place sometimes when it was wobbling around. So yeah, this bag, I really loved this bag. It was great, but you could always, it was expensive. You could always go on like Facebook Marketplace. Again, you can check out the used section in REI if you become a member. That's where I got my shoes. That's what I'll show you, and then we'll go to clothes. I got the Solomon, what did I get? Solomon XA Pro 3Ds, and they were amazing. I mean, I kind of wanted like cuter ones, but they grew on me, and I ended up having a lot of blue stuff, and they like matched perfectly by accident. But you can see I wore them out a lot. These are awesome. These were also recommended by like this girl I found on TikTok. She was really cute. They're awesome because let me show you one at a time here. That has this little setting where you can like adjust this. So if you're ever feeling like, my feet hurt or like too tight, you can just kind of loosen them. Or if you're feeling like the opposite, you can tighten them. I remember I had people adjusting these for me at times because I didn't know when it was like a good time to do that. But these were so freaking comfortable. I know I said I had a lot of blisters, but it didn't have anything to do with the shoes. It was just the way my feet are shaped, I think. Honestly, my pinky toes like curl in, so they just get like crushed when I walk. And when I'm walking that much, I'm gonna get blisters. But you're gonna want to break in your shoes before you go so that you're not getting blisters, like, you know, brand new shoes. You might get blisters just from walking in them on a regular day. Never mind walking like 15 to 30 kilometers in a day. Do you know what I mean? So it's like break them in. What's really awesome is, again, I got a membership at REI. I didn't even know what that was before this trip. And the reason I got it was because I went to buy these. These are like $180, and I found them for half off, lightly used. So it was like 70 or something like that. And he was like, so you do need to be a member? And I was like, freak it. Yeah, I'll become a member. And because they were already slightly used, they were already broken in. I mean, I broke them in some more, but maybe that's gross to some people, but I don't think slightly used shoes is gross for half off. Like, hell yeah. Okay, let's get into clothes. Here's my fleece. I also got this at REI. It's so cute. It became the famous fleece. Everyone's always like, you're always in that goddamn fleece, and it's true. This I got with the little $30 gift card I got for joining, which it costs $30 to join, so it's not really a gift card, but I found this on sale for 40 bucks. Used the 30, so girl math, I got it for $10. It was really cute. Had little zippy pockets, which was really helpful, you know, for your phone or whatever you're carrying. Not too hot, but kept me warm when I needed it. I love this freaking fleece. I still wear it all the time. And it is the Camino fleece now. It's actually making me feel so cozy looking at it. Because when I got home, I still was wearing it. It was like Stockholm Syndrome. No, not really, because it's a good fleece. But like everyone's like, can you take that damn fleece off? And now I haven't worn it in so long. And I like miss her. Like it's making me think of my trip. I'm trying to smell my trip. So cute. Okay, let's get into clothes. I lost stuff, dude. As far as sandals go, you're going to want to have a pair of sandals or flip-flops. I will show you the ones I got because I threw them out because I destroyed them along my trip. When I was volunteering, I got paint all over them. They were all worn out and gross and dirty. I used them so much. One thing I'll say is they were like the strappy ones. Just don't. I like to wear mine in the shower because I don't want to get foot fungus. It was so annoying strapping them, unstrapping them. Then the straps and the Velcro would stay wet from the shower, but I still want to wear them after the shower because I don't want to wear sneakers or just socks around the albergue, but they were wet from the shower. And it was just get normal flip-flops if I'm being honest. But do whatever you want. But that's just my experience. I was like, ugh, you know. Socks, you're going to want to get wool socks. That is one thing people say, and it's true. My friend let me borrow these. I was lucky because these are really expensive. They're the ones that like they replace them for you. They're like $30 a piece, but they replace them for life. The second you get like holes, you just can get new ones for free. So they're pretty worth it. And these ones are really cute because they have the little bear on them. Super cute. Yeah, that's one thing people say, you need wool socks because even with wool socks, I was struggling with like the blisters and stuff. Get yourself some wool socks. Also, for some reason, brought like a normal pair of just Nike socks. I think I wore these at like the airport before I left, and so it's just like what I had on, but I ended up liking them. They were cute. Some days I would just wear these, and yeah, I liked them. All right, there were definitely days where I regretted wearing this or bringing this goofy ass shirt, but whatever. I wanted to be myself. I thought it would be a conversation starter. It wasn't. I would wear this to bed a lot with just like I don't have, where are they? I'll have to grab them, but just like little pink pajama shorts. That was my PJs a lot of the time. But multi-purpose. Everything you have for clothes, multi-purpose. You're going to use it for pajamas. You're going to probably wear it at one point as well. An example is I brought a little dress just in case I ever wanted to like go to dinner or feel cute. And there were occasions where I was like, wow, I really don't want to wear pants right now, you know? And this was really nice. I also wore this as a nightgown. Like I would just throw it on after and go to dinner in it, then sleep in it, and then do the same thing the next day, you know? So it was really nice having like a little light sundress, something small and multi-purpose. I brought this shirt. I don't know why, because it's kind of like, I don't know, I feel like I convinced myself I needed to buy new things for it, which you don't. You should probably just use old shit you don't like anymore, because it's gonna get destroyed or lost anyways. but I didn't use this a lot. Did I bring this? I don't know if I even actually brought that. I just don't remember using this a lot. This top I got a Fabletics matching set. It's expensive. You don't have to do that, but I just kind of wanted like something to feel like official, to like boost my confidence a little, like a working outfit. I don't know. So I got this in the matching leggings. It was so expensive. They were really, really cute. And guess what? I lost the freaking leggings. So like I said, don't bring nice stuff. Don't buy new stuff. I literally bought very expensive leggings and lost them on the Camino. So at least I still have the top. This was really cute. I'm not gonna lie, these are expensive, but it was so worth it and perfect. It's like the perfect breathable material, and it like, oh, these are really nice from Fabletics. Am I saying that right? Fabletics? Yeah. But they're really expensive and you don't need to get like name brand stuff at all. I just brought these blue airy leggings. I think I bought these as well because I didn't have really any leggings. My other pair that I brought 3 pairs of leggings. Fabletics when I lost. My other pair I threw away because they ended up having like a hole in the side and they just didn't fit right anymore. I think I like lost weight and they already kind of didn't fit, and they really didn't fit by the end of the Camino. And these blue, they are crisscross, but whatever. These would be really cute with the blue socks, the blue fleece, and my blue shoes. Sometimes it was like I was all blue. Then I brought this top. I did bring a black one of this as well. This is from Aerie. One thing I'll say about this, it was just too thick. Too thick, too hard to dry, and this was a little tight around the neck, like it was too cutesy, you know what I mean? It was like I was like trying to care too much about what it looked like and what clothes I'd want after my Camino, because I was going to be there longer. So probably not the best for the Camino, but I also had a black one that I lost, which is so tragic because it was really cute, and this white one is kind of discolored now, so it's like not even really good anymore. But this top I brought, way too nice for the Camino. It's so thick. It was not drying properly when it would wash, or like if I ever did hang things up on clothespins, this absolutely I knew had to go through the dryer because it's just so thick it would like really soak up the water. And it's just white and a beautiful shirt, and you just don't want to bring something like that on the Camino. Like, no, it's gonna get dirty. Absolutely not. All right, this t-shirt I brought, which also still kind of a little too nice. Keeping in mind, one more time, I was bringing stuff with the thought of I need some cute clothes after this for the rest of my trip. So for you, you can wear crappier clothes than this. Still kind of nice, too nice, but good. It was nice and light. A little thick, but like for the most part, pretty light. Nice light color, cute, long, so it's like, you know, you want to be somewhat modest, you know what I mean? Don't want to like, there were times where I would just wear my leggings and like this, and a little part of my stomach would be out, but I didn't want to be like too much, you know, so this was nice and like kept me covered. And then lastly, I really wanted some multi-purpose long pants that were comfy that I could occasionally wear while I was walking, but also as pajamas and chill pants, you know, multi-purpose. So I brought these, and it was kind of a mistake. Yeah, the material's great, nice and light, dries easily, feels good, you're not too hot. The only issue is these strings, like, I don't, this might not be an issue for some people, but I had cats chasing me at times, like kittens not leaving me alone, for the strings. And if you see, like, it was so bad. Sometimes these strings would be dragging and get so incredibly gross and dirty, and then I'd be like wearing them in bed, or like it was just, they could never get clean properly. On top of that, there were like these little holes where like it's supposed to be cute and you tie it, but I would be trying to like get into them in the shower, because it's like where you take a shower, sometimes you're changing there and the ground's all wet, and like I can't get my foot into it. My foot's stuck. It was a nightmare. Just don't get things with like the strings or trying to look too cute or fancy, or like just get some normal like sweatpants or something. Like It just slips on really easily. These drove me nuts my whole trip. I was like, I wish I didn't try to be fancy with the strings. Okay, so you're obviously gonna need an adapter and a phone charger. This one I just ordered on Amazon. It was beautiful. It had the different kinds of plugs all around it. It was great. It was wonderful. It's also kind of nice, not that I ever did this, but sometimes there's limited plugs in the albergues. This was great because you could plug it in and maybe like tell someone they could also use it at the same time as you if you both need to charge your phone. So this was awesome. Portable charger, which I didn't use a whole lot, but I'm very happy that I did have it and I did need it at times. So I ordered this one on Amazon too, quite compact and small. However, I did talk to people that had ones that would just like stick to the back of their phone and stay there. Those seemed really dope. You might want to look into them. I think they're more expensive, but they're also smaller and lighter and hold more power. So if that's something you're really thinking about, this worked just fine. I know there's probably smaller ones, but this was like a nice quality one. Another thing I forgot to pack that ended up being kind of a nightmare, a nail file. There was one point where like my nails were getting so long and like I don't know if it was that I just would not go into a pharmacy at one point. Like I don't know what my issue was, but I like couldn't find a a nail file at one point. So bring a nail file because you break a nail, you don't want long nails with dirt all under them. Nail file. I think that's it. I hope I did not forget anything, although it's possible. Also, I just filmed an ASMR video and it made me remember a few things I forgot to tell you about that I don't have anymore. One being the face wash I used. I used the little square tablets you can get at like Target. It's like literally it's like a piece of paper and you wet it and it turns into like sudsy face wash, which was so nice because it was less liquids to have on the plane and it made it so much lighter. Like it literally felt like holding a piece of paper, but it's my face wash. So that was amazing. Another thing I brought was a big, giant black poncho, and I just looked so absurd in this thing. It was so difficult to get it. My idea was giant poncho, I have to buy less. I don't have to get my own poncho and a cover for my bag. I can just throw it over my entire body and my entire bag, and it would like cover my entire bag and be fine. It was just, I looked so crazy, and it was so difficult sometimes to get it over my whole person and my whole bag at the same time, and sometimes you'd want to take it off and then it'd start raining again. I wish I had just bought a normal sized poncho for me and a bag cover. So then I could look normal, feel normal, and sometimes if it was just lightly drizzling, I could just put the bag cover on and not even have a poncho on me because it's like overstimulating. That was a bit ridiculous. I shouldn't have done that. Another thing was a microfiber towel. I looked everywhere for it. It might be, I don't know where I put it. I don't know how I managed to already lose it, but you're going to want to bring your own towel. Even in the private albergues, they did not provide a towel. So a microfiber towel, I don't love the feeling of a microfiber towel. It's just, you cannot have a normal one. It won't fit in your bag. Microfiber towels literally fold up so nicely. I'll insert an image of the one I got off of Amazon. I accidentally ordered the tiny one, had to send it back and get the big one. Don't do that. Get the big one. Yeah, you want a microfiber towel. They fold up so nice and small, fit right into your bag. Another thing I brought was this scarf, really cute and meaningful to me. And I would just kind of wrap it over my head to cover when it would get like sunny and stuff because I thought it'd be cuter. I don't really like baseball caps. Looking back, I should have just brought a freaking baseball cap. It's so silky smooth, it would just like keep falling off of my head. It was such a hassle to put on that I would avoid it sometimes and just end up with a sunburnt scalp. And I do think it may have caused that like heat rash situation possibly. So just get a normal hat. Don't try to be fancy like me. Last thing I wanted to mention was this little bag my friend actually lent to me. It's like a really thin material. You could like fold it up super small and just like shove it in your bag. It was great. This was perfect for laundry. Sometimes you'd have dirty laundry in with your clean laundry. You want something to separate the two so your stinky clothes isn't touching your nice clothes. sometimes when transferring your clothes from the clothesline or the dryer or whatever, this was like a laundry bag. Yeah, you're gonna want to have a little bag. And then also, I showed you my Camino tote. You might want to just bring a little tote with you so that you have a kind of like purse, because I didn't have a purse for this trip. Oh, my glasses. I brought my glasses in my glasses case. Yeah, I think that's it. If you have any questions, feel free to email me or comment down below. I'd love to talk about it. I didn't really bring stuff for like filming. I just used my phone. I got a new phone with tons of storage to film a bunch of stuff for you, so I can't wait to make more content about it. Yeah, and I'd be happy to answer any questions if you're interested. You should definitely do it. It's wonderful, and I can't wait to be talking about it in the following months with you some more. Have an amazing night.